Hello, I welcome you all to this wonderful lesson. So where we are going to look at this particular question. So this is a quiz that I gave yesterday to the people that are under my online lessons. So they answered this. So I just want us to revise this together and see how we can get one or two things. So there are just three questions here, or rather three topics. One is falling under, as you can see, the first one is under functions, second one is geometric progression, and the third one is matrices. So we are going to revise through these three topics or three questions. So make sure that if you are new to this YouTube channel, you subscribe. The question is saying, so if you're watching this on Facebook, make sure that you like and follow my page, Addison J Zuru Tutor. That's my Facebook page. Even my TikTok account has got that same name. The question is saying, given that f of x is equal to 4x minus 3 and g of x is equal to x plus 3, find first question. We are going to start with this first question where we are told to find f inverse of 2. How can we find f inverse of 2? For us to find f inverse of 2, we need to find the function f inverse of x. This is the function that we need to find. So after finding this particular function, after we find this function, that's when now where there is x, we are going to substitute by 2. This is what we are going to do. So in this case, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to say I get the function f because what is being put here is f. So f, I get the function f. What is the function f? This is the function f. So I'm going to say f of x is equal to what? 4x minus 3. This is what I'm going to do. Then where there is f of x, I put y equal to 4x minus 3. So where there is this, you just put y. Here, you need to make x as the subject of the formula. Make x the subject of the formula. Where this 3 goes aside so that we just remain with 4x. So you're going to have y plus, you know that this is negative. When it crosses the equal to sign, the sign will change, positive 3, which is equal to 4x. You're going to have something like this. From here now, you divide both sides by 4. You also divide here by 4. This 4 and that 4 cancels out. We are going to have what? X is now equal to y plus 3 over 4. This is what we are going to have. So we've made x the subject of the formula. After making x the subject of the formula, what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to say, therefore, f inverse of x is now equal to, where there is y here, I'm going to put x. So I'm going to say x plus 3 over 4. So these things, you just need to follow them the way they are. So then f inverse of, now where there is x, I put 2. Now I answer the question. Where there is x, I put 2. I put a 2 there, which is equal to 2 plus 3 over 4. So the answer that I'm going to get will be this one. This is now equal to, what is 2 plus 3? That is a 5 over 4. I'm going to have that as my answer, meaning that this is my answer. These are procedures that you are supposed to do for you to answer this particular question. I move to the other one. So we've seen that the answer there is what? The answer is 5 over 4. That is the answer that we found. We go to the next part. We move to the next part. The next part is here. This is the part here. These are called what? Composite functions. We call these as composite functions, where we combine two or more functions, where we combine two functions. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to combine f and g. So the first function that is given is what? F. So I'm going to say that f of x is equal to what? Is equal to f is equal to that. So I'm going to say equal to 4x minus 3. Then they have also included another function g. This is to say that here where there is x here, that's where I'm going to put the function g of x. When I say I'm going to put the function g of x, I mean these numbers that are there, because x plus 3 is just the same as g of x. So where there is x here, that's where I'm going to put g of x. I'm going to do f g of x is equal to 4. Then here where there is x, I'm going to put x plus 3. Here g of x. Then I say minus 3. This is what I'm going to do. From here now, the next thing that I'm going to do, the next thing here is to evaluate this now. So I'm going to say f g of x is equal to 4 times x, that is 4x, plus 4 times 3, that is 12, minus 3. I'm going to have something like that, where I'm going to say that f g of x is equal to 4x, 12 minus 3, I get 9. So plus 9. This is my what? This is my answer on that particular part. So I found fg of x. This is my answer. Looking at this other part, they're saying fg of 2, meaning that in the fg of x, where there is x, I'm going to put a 2. So I'm going to say that fg of x is equal to what? 4x plus 9. Where there is x, I put a 2. So fg of 2 is equal to 4 times 2 plus 9. What is my answer? What answer am I getting there? What answer? I say, what is 4 times 2? 8. 8 plus 9, we get 17 as our answer. So the final answer is what? 17. 17 is our final answer. So this is the part that you need to understand. So the first one here, this answer here is 4x plus 9. That other one, we've said that we get 17 as our answer. We now move to the next part. So we move to the next part, which is the last part there. Hope you are able to see how I'm answering these questions. So if you are under my online lessons and you were facing some challenges on how to go about these questions, make sure that you revise through these particular questions. I move to the next question. This is the question here. So they are telling me to find x if f of x is equal to x. So I get the function f of x is equal to what? 4x minus 3. This is what I'm given. Then I'm told that f of x is equal to x. This part here is equal to what? Is equal to x. So just same as x is equal to 4x minus 3, like this. Where this 3 will come this side. So this is negative. When it comes this side, it becomes positive, which is equal to, here I've got 4x. This one, this is x. When x comes this side, it becomes negative x. This is what I've done. So on this part, you can work with any method as long as we are talking about the same meaning. We are not changing the meaning. So this is what is happening. So here, 3 is equal to 3x. You divide by 3, divide by 3. This 3 cancel. You get x is equal to 3 divided by 3, you get 1. So x is equal to what? X is equal to 1. This is what you are supposed to do. So we've answered the first part. This is the first part that we've answered. Hope you are able to see how we've answered these questions. Let us now move to question number 2. We move to question number 2. So this is question number 2. Let's see how we are going to answer this question. It is saying that given a geometric progression, this is a geometric progression which is given here. Then find 6th term of the progression. We want to find the 6th term of the progression. So how can we answer this? So for you to find the 6th term of the progression, you know that the formula that you are going to use, T n is equal to a r power n minus 1. This is the formula we are going to use. This is the formula for the nth term. So you are going to do this. You are going to say, okay, for me to answer this particular question, what is my n? 6th term. So it is 6. What is my first term? My first term is what? 5, according to the progression which is given. The first term is there, 5. Then what is our common ratio? We are not given, so we need to find the common ratio. How do we find the common ratio? T2 over T1. This is what you get to do. So you know that this is your first term. This is your second term. This is your third term. So T1, you say T2 is what? 5 over 2. The divide, I say divide. So this symbol here meaning divide. What is my T1? My T1 is 5. How can I evaluate this? I know that this division changes to times. So here the same that there is 1 over 5. 5 over 1. So I'm going to have 5 over 2 times the 1 goes on top, the 5 comes down. This is what gets to happen. This one goes there, this one goes there when this changes to times. Meaning this and that will be cancelled. The answer that I'm going to have here, I'm going to have 1, here 1. 1 times 1, 1 over 2. So this is my what? This is my common ratio. My common ratio is what? 1 over 2. This is what I'm supposed to do. So, okay, my common ratio is 1 over 2. I also have the common ratio 1 over 2. I get this data and substitute in there. So, T6 is equal to first term 5. Common ratio 1 over 2. The power n 6 minus 1. Then, if I continue, I say T6 is equal to 5, 1 over 2 to the power 5. I'm going to have a 5 there. Then what is my answer there? I get my wonderful calculator. I say 5, open bracket, 1 over 2, cross bracket, and then to the power 5. What is the answer? What answer am I getting? The answer that I'm getting is 5 over 32. You can put this answer, or if you want to write it in a point form, it is 0.15625. You are not supposed to round it off. You're just supposed to write it like that. So this is my answer. This is how you are supposed to answer that particular question. So the same procedures I've done, these are the same procedures that we are supposed to do. We move to the next question. The next question is saying, find sum to infinity. So for me to find the sum to infinity, what I'm going to do is this. This is what I'm going to do for me to find the sum to infinity. I'm going to say sum to infinity is given by this formula where I say a over 1 minus r. This is the formula that I get to use. So in here, I just need to know the value of a. The value of a is what? 1 over a. A is the first term. First term, according to the progression given, the first term is 5. What is my common ratio? Common ratio is 1 over 2. So I'm going to just get these two and substitute in this formula. In other words, for you to find the sum to infinity, you just need to have the first term and the common ratio. So you're going to do this. This is what you are going to do. This is equal to, what is the first term? 5 over 1 minus, what is your r? 1 over 2. This is the same as 5 divide. You are going to divide 5, divide, this is division. 1 minus half, just the same as half. So if you don't know this part, you can punch on your calculator. So this one changes to what? Multiplication, where you are going to have something that will be like this. So you are going to say that sum to infinity is equal to 5 changes to times, 2 goes on top, 1 comes down. Then definitely your answer will be what? A 10 as your answer. Sum to infinity is what? 10. This is what you are supposed to do. So this is the sum to infinity. These are the answers that I was expecting from you people. This is how we were supposed to answer this. Let us now move to the next question. We move to the other question. How can we answer this last question that is saying we find the sum of the first 5 terms? How can we find the sum of the first 5 terms? For us to find the sum of the first 5 terms, so if you are under my online lessons, I always tell you when I'm doing my live sessions that the formula that we get to use is dependent on the what? On the common ratio. The common ratio is 1/2. So if the common ratio, this common ratio is less than 1. So if the common ratio is less than 1, the formula that we are going to use is this one. This is the formula we are going to use. So I'm going to say this is equal to A1 minus, like this, over 1 minus R, like that. This is the formula we get to use if the common ratio is what? Less than 1. This is the formula we use. But if the common ratio is greater than 1, the formula we are going to use is this one. You start with R the power negative n minus 1 over, down here you say R minus 1. This is a particular formula you are going to use if the common ratio is greater than what? Is greater than 1. So these are the two things that you need to understand. But those of you under my online lessons, I taught you this just 2 days ago. I was teaching this, and I think you know how to go about these questions. So now we are going to use this particular formula because our common ratio is less than 1. And what is n? Sum of the first 5 terms. So n is equal to 5. This is what I'm going to do. Then what is my a? My first term is always what? 5. If I check there, 5 is my first term. So I put my 5 here like this. Then I just substitute in this formula where I'm going to say SC 5, n is 5, is equal to first term 5. 1 minus, what is my common ratio? My common ratio is 1/2. I do this, power what? N, which is 5. Then I cross there. I say over 1 minus common ratio 1/2. This is what I'm going to do. And then I say this one is now equal to, there is 5 outside there. And then I just evaluate what is on top. You can't punch everything on your calculator like this. It is going to show as math error. So you don't do that. You first work out what is in the brackets there inside, where you say 1 minus, open bracket, 1/2, cross. Then to the power what? To the power 5. What answer are you getting? What answer are we going to get on that particular question? The answer that I'm going to get, this is my answer. So the answer is 31/32. This is my answer that I will get. Then I say here, I can say divide. Divide. Here, 1 minus half, I will still get half like that. This is what I'm going to have. Some of you, the answer that you're getting here, it is, let me do this. So you can write this one. If you want, you can write it in points form. It is just one and the same. 5 open bracket, there is 0.9 So 0. Of course something 0.96875 like this. Then I say divide what? 1/2. The answer there. So this one here comes this side. I know that the next step here, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to say S5 is equal to this one times 5. I get this, I multiply by 5. What answer am I going to get? I'm going to get 4.84375. This one will change to times 2/1. These two are going to swap, where I'm going to say my final answer is now equal to, so I just multiply this by 2. I say times 2. What is my answer? My answer is 9.6875. This is the answer that I'm getting. If you were using points, you are going to get some. If you are using fractions, you are going to get something like 9 or number 11/16. This is what you are going to get. So it is just one and the same thing. If you find that it is just one and the same thing, which can also be written as O, you say 9 times 16, 16 times 9, 16 times 9 plus 11. So plus 11. What answer am I getting? I'm getting 155 over what? Over 16. This is the answer. This is also the answer. So you can write this one if you want. You can write this or that. These are same answers. So this is what we needed to do on the second question. This was one of the simplest quiz that I gave. So comparing to the quizzes that I've been giving, this is the simplest of all, because I wanted people to get distinctions, to get 100% everything correct. Let us now move to question number 3, which is our last question that came in the quiz. So this is our last question that came in the quiz. How can we answer this particular question? So this is one of the simplest questions also that can come. So the question is saying, these are matrices. Given that A is equal to this matrix, find the value of X if the determinant of A is 16. Supposed to be a 16 here. So if the determinant of matrix A is 16, how can we answer this particular question? We know that a 2x2 matrix has got 2 diagonals, the major diagonal and the minor diagonal. This diagonal here is called the major diagonal. This is the major diagonal. This one there, that one is called the minor diagonal. This one is called the minor diagonal. So the way we are going to do, I'm going to multiply the major diagonal. I want to find the value of X. And this is what you're supposed to do. I've got -2 multiplied by what? 4x minus 1. Then I say minus. Have you seen minus? Minus what? Minus in the minor diagonal. What am I having? I'm going to say 2, then open bracket, then I say x minus 1. Then equal to what? What is the determinant? The determinant is 16. This is what I'm going to do. So this is major diagonal minus minor diagonal. If you want, you can put these in brackets like this to separate them if you want. You can do this. Product of what? Major diagonal, product of minor diagonal. In the middle, we've got a minus sign. So we start multiplying. -2 times 4x, -8x. -2 times -1, I get +2. I move here. This is a negative. So it is just the same as I'm carrying this negative, just one and the same. So I say 2 times x, I'm going to get -2x. -2 times -1, I'm going to get +2, which is equal to the determinant, which is what? 16. This is what I'm going to do. So now, here now, I group the like terms together. That is negative 8x minus 2x equal to 16 that side. This is positive. When it goes that side, it becomes minus 2. This is positive. Goes there, it becomes minus 2. This is what I will do. From here now, keep in mind that we want to find the value of x. That's the value that we are looking for. So here you get negative 10. Same signs we add, then maintain the sign. So here, this is 12. We are going to get a 12 there. You divide both sides by what? Negative 10. You also divide here by negative 10. This and that will cancel. Then you're going to have x equal to 2 there. You get what? 6. 2 there, you get 5. So negative goes on top, just same as negative 6 over 5. This is the answer. So this is our answer. This is what you are supposed to do. Just like this. So these are some of the things that you need to know. So x is what? X is this value that is here. Which is what? Negative 6 over 5. X is equal to negative 6 over 5. You just do that. This is very, very simple. So when you're done with this now, we move to the other part. So the other part is telling us to find what? First, let us write the matrix A. A is equal to what? So I've got 4 there. Then x, I know. X is what? Negative 6 over 5. I do this minus 1. This is what is there. There I've got x is what? Negative 6 over 5. Then minus 1. So I'm just substituting there. Where there is x, I'm putting negative 6 over 5. I cross here. Here I've got 2. There I've got negative 2. This is what I'm going to do. So with this now, let me now find the matrix. This is equal to. So what answer am I getting there? So these questions come in paper 2. So I can just say 4, open bracket, negative 6 over 5, cross bracket, minus 1. What answer am I getting? What answer am I getting? I'm getting something like this. Negative 5, 4 over 5. I can say 5 times 5, 25, plus 4, 29. So negative 29 over 5. This is just one and the same. So I'm going to put my negative 29 over 5 there. Here I've got a 2. There I work out this part. So what am I going to do? Negative 6 over 5 minus 1. What is the answer? I'm getting something like this. Negative 2, 1 over 5. So 5 times 2, 10. You don't concentrate on this. Forget about this a bit. So this times that 10 plus that is 11. So this is 11 over what? 5. So negative 11, negative follows. So I will say negative 11 over what? 5. Here I've got negative 2. This is what I'm going to do. So this is the matrix now. This is the matrix. So now I just work with this matrix to find. So when a question comes a the power negative 1, it is just the same as you are taught to find the inverse of that particular matrix. So you say a inverse is equal to 1 over, what is the determinant? The determinant was 16. So you put a 16 there, where you say this now. You know that in the major diagonal, this is the major diagonal, positions will change. A negative 2 goes there. Negative 29 over 5 comes here. They are going to swap. Then these two are going to change. This is positive 2, it becomes negative 2. This is negative 11 over 5, it becomes positive 11 over 5. So you can end here, there is no problem. But if you want, you can proceed where you start evaluating this. But even ending here, there is no problem. You can end here if you want. So if there is one that wants to join my online lessons, you can contact me, WhatsApp me on this number, then I will add you to the group so that I help you get a distinction. It's just 100 quarter monthly. Then you start participating in each and every activities that I get to do. I teach using live sessions. So this is the quiz that I gave. This is end of March 2024. This is the quiz that I gave. Some people answered, performed very good. So if we are facing some challenges, if you are new, make sure that you follow me on this account or on this page, be it on Facebook, be it on YouTube. Make sure that you follow me, and if you know someone that wants tuition, the number is here. They can contact me on this number. I teach mathematics, chemistry, and physics just this year 2024, but we are yet to increase as the years get to move forward. But for 2024 GCE intake, I'm only teaching mathematics, chemistry, and physics online. Thank you so much.